Help. Hi everyone, it's Carol. Welcome back to Pattern Encyclopedia, where we talk about all things knitting and sometimes crochet. So today I have a really exciting video for you guys. This is going to be the first episode of my new Stash Busters series, which is going to be me working through all of the yarn that I already have rather than buying new yarn. Like a lot of people, I feel like I've really worked up quite a stash. I've just accumulated so much yarn that I really need to start working through some of it instead of going and buying more. So this series, more than anything, is going to be motivating me to do just that. So in addition to my own yarn stash, which is the yarn that I've purchased with my own funds, my mom has also gifted me a huge amount of yarn that she's found for really cheap at garage sales. She definitely had the best intentions in mind, and I love all of the yarn that she gifted me, but it's a lot. There's also a lot of really unique yarns that I wouldn't have purchased myself, so I really want to try to work through some of them and figure out what to do with all of this yarn. So this video, like I said, is the introduction to my stash busting series. And for this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys all of the different yarns that I have to work through. So starting off first is my own personal stash. My personal stash features mostly acrylic yarns, since that's what I was using when I first started knitting and crochet. There are a few different kinds sprinkled in, but like I said, the majority are worsted weight acrylic yarns. So the first thing that I really want to make with all of this acrylic worsted weight yarn is something inspired by Virgo Knits on Instagram. So I'm going to show you guys. She makes these really cool no-waist sweaters. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different colors in each sweater because she actually goes through and uses all of the different colors that she needs to get rid of. So I have some really great ideas with this. I have a lot of these sort of neutral tone colors, which I think would look really, really great. So that might be one of the first things that I experiment with in my own stash. If you guys have been following along with my past videos, you know that I went through a scrunchy knitting obsession where I was using this fingering weight yarn, the wool-like yarn by Loops and Threads. And there's not a ton for me to do with this besides knitting up socks. And I have so many different colors in this yarn that that's probably not going to be what I mainly do. And I've actually already started working through some of this yarn. So here, I've started knitting up this beanie, which is like a two-toned beanie because I'm using two shades of the yarn. And I really, really love it so far. I've never worked up a beanie in fingering weight yarn before. So if I like how it turns out, I'll share, how I did it and maybe like a pattern along with it or a video tutorial or something. But this will likely be how I work through the majority of that extra yarn, just because I have so much of it and kind of some unique colors as well. So another thing I have is this giant ball of blanket yarn that I've never used. I bought this yarn when I was probably like 14 years old. And I think this is back when the huge chunky arm knitting blankets were really popular, and so I really wanted to try it, but clearly that didn't go well because all of it is still here. So I don't really know what to do with a single ball of blanket yarn. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. I don't know. I'm gonna really have to use my brain on this one. So another thing I wanted to mention is that I've really been wanting to knit up a pillowcase. So something like a cabled pillowcase that I could slip on over like a square pillow. And I think my stash that I have is gonna be perfect for that because I won't need a ton of yarn and I have a lot of really more neutral tone colors that I think will work pretty well. So the last thing I'm going to address in my own personal stash is the fact that I have such a wide range of colors. So I've made a lot of different items that have required a lot of different colors, which means that I've accumulated quite the rainbow of acrylic yarns. And honestly, I think I might have to make some sort of rainbow cardigan or sweater, just because I truthfully don't know how else I'm going to work through all of these different colors. So moving on to what I think is the more fun part of this video, and that is showing you guys all of the yarn that my mom has given to me from her various garage sale excursions. So first up, I've got these really bright turquoise yarns They're not even showing up in like the truest form on camera. They're just very bright. And this is the type of yarn that I don't think I would ever want to wear something that is this color. It's worsted weight acrylic, and I have no idea what to do with it. If you guys have ideas, again, please let me know. Something I want to mention before I continue is that this yarn is really old. So a lot of these yarns I don't even think they make anymore. For context, this one was 79 cents. So the next yarns that I have are these ones. They're these, it's called Forenzo Brushed. Never heard of it. It's 100% super high bulk brushed acrylic yarn. And it's this really pretty orange cream, sort of brownish colorway. And I have 4 balls of this, which is simultaneously a lot and also not a lot, because it's not going to be enough to knit up a sweater or cardigan. So I think what I'm going to do is combine some of this yarn with some of the other yarn that also came with my mom's load. So first up, there's this orange shade, another acrylic yarn, and I think that this would go pretty well with this yarn since it does have like the sort of orange tones. I don't know. And then another one that I think I'm going to pair with it is this, look at how old this is. Brilliant Brand Yarns. Never heard of it. So this yarn is 50% virgin wool, 50% crimp set nylon. Here's what it looks like. It's very soft, but I think I'm going to pair these 3 together to make a cardigan. I think that would look really nice. If I do run out of yarn with all of these that I have here, I'll probably just have to go into my stash, but I really want to try making a cardigan with this. So the next yarn that I have is just a ton of these 2 colors. These are 100% imported virgin wool, and there are a ton of them, like just a ton. So I think what I'm going to try to do, it says on here, excellent for all rug work. I don't know if that is referring to like an actual rug on the floor or a rug like a blanket, but this yarn is really rough, so I think I might actually try to make a rug like the kind that goes on the floor. My idea for this one is a crochet rug. There's a ton of different patterns online that I'm going to check out, but I've never crocheted a rug before. I figure why not try it out. So the next yarn that I have from my mom's gifted stash is this acrylic white yarn. It's hard to show, but it has these kind of almost shiny strings throughout, but not really. I've actually already used this yarn for one thing, so I made this little bandana that I wear. It's just a little accessory that I wear on my head, but it turned out really cute, and this yarn doesn't have a weight specified on it, but it seems like a weight 2 or 3. So this is all that I have left of it, and I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with it. I could kind of keep up with the accessory trend and try making some different accessories, but I just don't know. So if you have ideas, let me know. The next yarn that came in this one is all of this red yarn. It's a red heart luster sheen yarn, and this looks like a fingering weight yarn. It doesn't say again, but that's what it looks like to me. Maybe a 2, but fingering weight most likely. And I honestly don't know what to do with this one either. It's acrylic and red, which I don't usually wear red very often, so I don't know what to do with it. Help me out. So the next yarn that came with my mom's stash is this red heart acrylic yarn. It's this purple shade. Again, I don't really wear purple, so I don't know that I would want to make any sort of garment with this. I guess I could incorporate it into my idea for the rainbow sweater or rainbow cardigan. But besides that, I don't really know what else to do with this. There's 2 balls of the same size, so probably I'll use it for the rainbow whatever. But besides that, I have no idea. I realize that a lot of this video is just me saying that I have no clue what I'm going to do with this yarn. Feel free to provide your opinions. So the next things I want to show you guys is first this thick and thin knitting yarn. Another 100% virgin wool, which I've never worked in, and it's literally thick and thin, so there's really thin portions and then really thick portions. I don't know what to do with this. I only have 3 balls of it, and it's virgin wool, so it's kind of scratchy. Similarly, I have this one, which is another, I think 100% wool. It's this Irish Cove wool. I have no idea what that means, but again, it's really scratchy and I probably wouldn't want to wear this. But I think these two colors look really nice together, so I don't know, maybe I could make another rug, like a miniature rug or something. I don't know what to do. Help. So this episode would be way too long if I literally went through every skein of yarn that I have to work through. But the last thing I wanted to show you guys, just because it is sort of unique, is this Red Heart Plush yarn. Here's what it looks like. I really love the colorway. It's like a greenish blue colorway. It looks really gorgeous in person. And this is 80% acrylic, 20% nylon. I have 2 skeins of this one, and I don't know what to do with it. I feel like it's very unique, and so it's not going to pair super well with the other yarns that I have. So let me know what you think I should try to make with this. I'm thinking maybe beanie or a hat of some sort. I don't think I have enough for a scarf. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. So that's all the yarn that I wanted to show you guys and just kind of give you some updates for what is to come in this series. I'm super excited to get to work making things out of all of this yarn that I already own. I think it's going to be really fun to come up with different ideas. It's going to really force me into being creative with what I already have, which is something that I clearly struggle with since I have so much yarn left over from various projects. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any ideas as to what I should do with all of this yarn that I've showed you. Like I said before, I have some ideas, but a lot of this yarn I have no clue what to do with. So your help is going to be really important in helping me to decide. I'm really looking forward to whatever this series is going to bring. I think I'm going to make a lot of really unique pieces that I wouldn't have even thought to make if I wasn't sort of forcing myself into using up all of this yarn. But that's all that I have for you guys. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe if you're interested in following me along on this journey, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Bye!